Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Pascal Show. Sorry. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope your day is doing very good. Hope this show finds you in great spirits, as it should. We all deserve some good things, all right? And it's Friday, baby. It is Friday. I don't know about you guys, but I am looking forward to the weekend, having a day, or a couple days. There's never an off day over here, but still, nonetheless, I'm really looking forward to a solid weekend. Maybe get some sleep, maybe sleep in, something like that, right? We'll see what's going on. All right, but I appreciate you guys waiting. I had to make sure I had a few things lined up before we got things on and moving. One main thing, honestly, is the press conference. Okay, there has been a press conference during my Cat Williams conversation. And that electrifying interview that he had with Shannon Sharpe, there was a press conference that broke. And we got some new information. And the thing is I got a chance to check it out and watch a little bit. We got some information about how they got their hands on the weapon, allegedly the weapon. And there's some other information about maybe a third person getting involved or being involved in this situation. Again, like I said before, a lot of you guys are going to be turning, doing this and turning it into videos and TikToks and content where it's just going to be who threw the towel, right? And I see those videos already existing. I called it, and it actually is real. Okay, and a lot of us are wondering what happened, who did the towel, right? So hopefully we're going to get a little bit of an idea of what they're doing right now as far as the investigation into the Soto Guerra case. Okay, so do me a favor, hit that like button down below. We're not going to be here for a very long time, but I wanted to give you guys this press conference so we can watch this as a family. Hit that like button down below. Crush that reaction button if you're watching on Facebook, please and thank you. Obviously, hit that like button if you're watching on any other on the other social media platforms that I broadcast live simultaneously. Of course, please do not forget to crush that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me on all my social medias, The Pascal Show, one word. And if you want to support the channel, you appreciate the variety of topics that I talk about on this show, please consider joining the family membership on YouTube by hitting that join button down below. And of course, support the channel if you want to support it even more by just joining my Patreon, patreon.com/The Pascal Show. Okay. Or check out my merch if you want to support that too. I got a clothing line, pascalmerch.com. I got some really great hoodies and joggers, custom tie-dye hoodies and joggers, and then some. So go check it out when you get a chance. All right. But we got to get into this. Obviously, there was a press conference. Okay. And don't worry, it's like they're doing some weird focusing thing here. In fact, let me just do this so you guys can see proof positive that there really is a press briefing, a press conference that happened a few hours ago revolving around Savannah Soto and Matthew Guerra's demise. Again, I just want to remind you, two individuals were actually arrested, brought in, a father and son by the name of Christopher is the son, and Ramon Preciado. They were both caught and have been detained and are arrested right now as we speak. Okay, so just so you know, this is going to give us some more insight on what happened. Maybe there's some new developing information. There's some new information in here. Okay. But we're going to watch it as a family. All right. So let's rock and roll, shall we? Without further ado, let's get this thing on and popping. All right. And you guys let me know if you guys catch anything in this conversation. Let's rock and roll.
I'm going to cover up some of these mics here. What's up, Dylan? Thanks for thanks for showing up. Obviously, come on up here, guys. I've asked District Attorney Joe Gonzalez to be here today and make a few comments at the end of this briefing, and we'll make this short and sweet. I have most of the information I have here, I think you've already been privy to. I do have a little bit of new information. The information I'm going to give you, I will answer questions to clarify, but I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about anything else, simply because this is an open investigation and we still have a lot of work to do.
Right.
So again, my condolences to the families of Savannah and Matthew. By now, everybody's aware of the incidents, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time rehashing facts that are already known, but I will go over them high level. So on 12/26/23, our officers discovered 2 deceased individuals in a Kia Optima, and our homicide detectives at that point began their investigation right on that scene. Detectives learned that both victims were involved in the sale of narcotics and used their cell phones to conduct much of their business. Detectives collected the victims' phones, and with the help of the United States Secret Service, we were able to extract information that led to the development of a possible location of a suspect vehicle that was seen on the surveillance video.
One thing I want to point out, they just said that it was not only just, you can't hear them very well. I don't know. I got it all the way up, by the way. I got it all the way up. But I want to say this, though. All right. What's interesting is that he said both of them were moving merchandise. Both of them. So it wasn't just Matthew Guerra out here pushing weight. She was involved in getting these connections happening too. That's one thing I want to point out, because I know some people said in some phone calls when we did our Speak On It segment surrounding this case like crazy, a lot of you guys were like, was she involved? Like, was she pushing, was she moving this merchandise too or not? I had the theory of she is the girlfriend and the baby mama of a dude running out here in these streets. So I feel like it would be inevitable that she would be a plug or adjacent to the plug, like I said before. So there's a good possibility that everyone's like, oh, yo, Savannah's man, got that stuff, right? And so they hit her up to be like, hey, I heard Matthew got the plug. I heard Matthew is the plug. I'm sorry, got that hookup. He re-upped, so on and so forth. So they were both involved. And also, would we be surprised? No disrespect, but are we surprised by that? Think about that for a second. And I know we've only seen a few photos, but those photos, I mean, she was embracing that thug life too. It wasn't like she was sitting there going, we need to get out of the hood, like some cheesy 1990s hood drama. Okay. But at the same time, you could see there was photos, him holding AKs and all that stuff. I mean, he didn't, and she's right there with him, swollen belly and all. So it is safe to say that she was helping pushing weight. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's continue.
That occurred on Wednesday, 1/3/24. Detectives drove to that location and saw the suspect vehicle. They approached the home where the suspect vehicle was, and they knocked on the door. An individual by the name of Ramon Preciado answered the door and seemed to know why SAPD was there and cooperated with the investigation.
Now, I want to remind you, I read the affidavit with you guys, okay? Let's not forget, he knew why 5-0 was there. Again, I know I was busting out laughing because I thought it was hilarious, but at the same time, he knew exactly who they were looking for, and he was like, Chris, That's a dead giveaway. I know why you're here, guys. SAPD, hi. You're looking for my son. He's right over there playing Xbox. Crazy. But that's exactly what was said in the affidavit.
Both Ramon and Christopher were home and brought to the SAPD homicide office for questioning. During the interviews, both suspects made enough statements to implicate them in the murder. Detectives walked warrants for their arrests. Christopher was arrested on the charge of capital murder. Ramon was arrested on the charge of abuse of a corpse. Yesterday, 1/4, more charges were filed. Christopher was also charged with abuse of a corpse, altering, destroying, or concealing evidence on a human corpse.
Wow.
Ramon was also charged with altering, destroying, concealing evidence, human corpse.
So still, I'm trying to figure out what exactly did they do? Let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck, y'all. What was going on here that would make them say, oh, yeah, what they did here is they were just, well, obviously there's destroying evidence, but on the bodies as well? What were they do? What was going on with these bodies? What did they do? That's what I'd like to know.
Detectives also conducted a search warrant at the home of the suspects where evidence was recovered. There is still an active investigation, and I'm not going to go into too much of the details, as I've previously said.
Clearly.
Because I don't want to jeopardizing the integrity of the case or make the DA's job any harder once he gets involved in it. The final piece of information I have for you is that the gun believed to be the murder weapon has been recently recovered from the suspect's home.
Oh.
I'll share that with you.
Hey, okay. So the possible weapon that was used to take the life of these three individuals, okay, let's not forget Fabian, may he rest in peace as well. That weapon they were able to get possession of from inside the suspect's home. Again, if he's out here, doesn't matter. I don't give a damn what this kid said, all right? This 19-year-old idiot said, going, oh, yeah, you know, it was self-defense, and I manipulated the gun to do this, this, and this at point-blank range, up to against the head. That's insane, all right? Doesn't matter. He still had the gun. He still had the weapon in his possession, period. They got him. It's a wrap. So still don't understand, unless the father is just completely brainwashed by his son and is delusional, thinking that his son can do no wrong. Him coming out and going, fake news, this is all fake news, this is how you guys do it. We're hearing it from the horse's mouth. We read it from the affidavit in black and white. There was no skewing up of the narrative in this particular case. This is very straight up and down, like 6 o'clock, y'all. This is very straightforward. That's just what I think. But they got their guys. And now we can rest assured these are definitely the bad guys.
Joe, would you like to say a few words?
Notice how quick that was, by the way. I just want you to know. They got the weapon, and that's about it, right? Now they have the weapon. That's the new update for what it's worth, right?
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everyone. First, I want to thank Chief McManus for inviting me to be a part of this press conference. Before I begin, I also want to extend my condolences to the Soto and Guerra families, as they are in the midst of mourning. They are in the midst of grieving for the loss of their loved ones. So I think it would be appropriate for us to give them the respect that is due them during this period. But I do want to say that as I mentioned before, arrests were made. I was confident because I knew the kind of work that happens over here. I know the kind of dedication that the San Antonio Police Department has. They would identify suspects and make arrests, and that's exactly what happened. So I want to commend Chief McManus. I want to commend the entire command staff And I especially want to call out the lead homicide detective for doing an outstanding job. I'm sure as typical, he may have had others assist him, but I know that his team was working around the clock, and it made a difference because we always want to formulate a suspect as soon as possible. We always want to identify someone who is a perpetrator of a crime as soon as possible, and that happened here. So again, my gratitude to the entire department and specifically to the detectives that were involved in this case. As I have said recently, our job is just beginning, but we have to give SAPD time to complete their investigation. What they do when they, and the term is walking a warrant, when they present an affidavit for an arrest warrant, they only need to present probable cause to a magistrate judge, but that's only the beginning. They have the responsibility to complete the investigation, and I know that they will do that. They will do an outstanding job as they've done so far. So let's give them the time to do what they need to do. We have 90 days to indict these cases, and so I am sure that they're going to get a prosecution guide, which is the term that we use for a complete file. I'm sure that they will get it to us in the appropriate time and before that 90-day timeline. So again, I want to commend everyone involved in the San Antonio Police Department for doing an outstanding job in identifying suspects and making arrests. Let's let the detectives complete their job. Let's let them file the cases in our office, and then we'll make the charging decisions, and we'll go from there. And again, I can't overestimate this. In order to bring justice to the memory of these two victims, and in order to bring justice to the survivors and the family members, it's going to be a long road. But
3
we have
victims.
to take things one step at a time. So let's do that. Let's let SAPD do their job, and then we'll need some time to review the facts and make those charging decisions. And once the case is indicted, then we'll go to the next step. And I'm sure I will have questions about this. Let me get this out there right now. There have been questions about whether or not this will be something that we will seek the death penalty on. It's too early to tell. I don't know whether or not this is something
Get out of here.
that we will make that decision. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. As in every other case where we have a defendant who is death penalty eligible, we have a capital crimes committee that will meet, that will make, we will hear a presentation from the lead prosecutor in the court where this case ends up, and then we will discuss the facts that go into making a decision to seek the death penalty. But again, it is too early to tell. We don't want to put the cart before the horse. Let's wait till we get an entire case filed in our office.
Right.
And once that happens, I anticipate that we will have indictments returned, but we have to wait and let a grand jury make that decision. But after that, then we will take it to the next level and make whatever decisions that we need to. Thank you very much.
Hold on. Okay. He said a lot. Okay. He said a lot it was Goebbels. Okay. So he said a lot there. All right. First off, let me just say this. Okay. Clearly, he's trying to say to the streets right now, families and street, please don't get crazy out here. They're not done with their investigation. Don't vandalize homes and cars of the 2 that have been arrested right now. They are still conducting investigations right now. Don't retaliate by taking the lives of people that are may be possibly involved in this situation. That's why he said what he said. It's like, hey, we're still doing our due diligence. We're still doing everything we can. Please don't go crazy out here in these streets. We're not done yet. We are not done yet, right? Then he goes into the DP talk. The ultimate price, the ultimate punishment. And he says, yeah, we're not sure yet. We don't know yet, blah, blah, blah. Okay, sure. You don't know right now, but you know for a fact everybody knows you're going to be marching down that street very soon, because he also forgot. and this is just my only pushback. I even said it. My only pushback is he said 2 people lost their lives. Oh, no. Oh, no. Au contraire, mon frere. 3 people lost their lives. 3. There's a little boy that lost his life. Didn't even get a chance to live life. So once you add that into the conversation, then that will be a different conversation when you're looking at the DP. I guarantee you that. And that could have been just a minor slip up on his part. But at the same time, that's 3 people. And one of them was a little, which is even more heinous, more heartbreaking, more insane. So I hope they make this kid sweat and fight for his life. That's exactly what he deserves, in my personal opinion. All right. This is insane. So he was saying 2 things. Streets, don't go crazy. Chill, tranquilo, por favor. Don't go crazy out here. And also, okay, we don't know if we're going down that route yet. We're still doing investigations and all of that. And the reason why is because they don't have everybody yet. They don't have everybody yet, guys. Remember that. They do not have everybody yet. There were 3 people. Dagnabbit, there were 3 people helping. There was a third person helping move that car. Trust and believe. All right? We are not crazy. And until that person's brought to justice, there's going to be so many videos of who threw the towel? Who threw the towel? Who threw the towel? Who threw the towel? Well, everybody's going to be talking about that until that person's brought to justice. Let's continue.
I'll take a few questions.
And for the gun that was recovered at the suspect's home, have you guys done any tests, run ballistics on the gun to see if there's been any other connection to crimes?
I will just say that we believe it's the gun that was used in the murder. As far as the testing and the ballistic results go, I'm not sure what they have yet.
Chief, can you help clear something up on the surveillance video? We've had a lot of people reach out. It appears as if someone tosses the towel to Ramon Preciado before he wipes down the door on the scene. Is that how it played out? What can you tell us about that small part of the scene?
Yeah, that's something we're still looking into. It's something that's been brought up
Of course.
in conversation about this. So we're still looking into that.
Come on. Okay. First off, the fact that media now is listening to our YouTube videos, because you know for a fact that they are, and they're going, oh yeah, you're right. That part where the piece of the cloth kind of definitely moves. It's definitely somebody's in there. Maybe there is a third person. I mean, the cops have been looking at this. I'm sure they have. All right. Let me just say this too. Good job on SAPD for holding it down, doing what they need to do, and bringing these 2 to justice. But at the same time, they overlooked something. It's that little piece. It's that rag. It moved. Somebody else was there. Someone else was plotting and involved in this situation. Could it be the mother? Could it be the brother? Could it be anybody else, a cousin, or somebody else involved, a friend? Doesn't matter. Somebody else was involved for sure. And why would they sit there and go, yeah, why do you need this rag, bro? But I'll hand it to you. They're going to be completely oblivious. They're just going to look and see inside that car is filled with lifeless bodies. Then they're not going to ask questions. They're not going to see a crime scene on wheels as they pull up. I'm just saying, ain't no way somebody was sitting in that passenger seat completely oblivious of what was going on. Ain't no way, unless it was a little kid. Okay? Ain't no way. There was a third person. There was a third person there for sure. Like I said, it could be the mama, could be the brother, could be anybody. Let's continue.
That could potentially be a third suspect or someone that was there while the bodies were dropped off at the apartment.
As the investigation continues, it could be. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it is possible.
If someone was there, if there was a second person in that truck, could they be charged with the same altering of a corpse or, essentially moving the
Good
body?
question. Good question.
Is that how the
They
charge works?
they could be, but I mean, that's something that would be determined once the level of that person's involvement is understood, if that is the case at all.
We saw videos of police activity on the house of the Preciados where you take the mom. Are you questioning her?
There we go. Mama,
I'm going to leave that question unanswered.
which means yes. Which means emphatically yes. Come on, guys. I know media has to ask these questions, but that's inevitable. And then and look how he smiled. Oh my God, that's funny how I just paused on the smile. But look at the smile. I'm just gonna not answer that. Tell me they got her in for questioning or not. Do they? I can't tell by his smile. His smile's not giving anything away. Not at all. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. All right. Come on already. I'm done. I am done. They got her in questioning. Of course, that doesn't mean that she is in there like, ooh, they got her or anything. Like they're still, I'm sure, investigating and asking her very important, heavy questions. But I'm sure that the hubby, Ramon, not Julian, all right, did not rat her out. I'm sure of it. It was quick to be like, Chris, come here. Oh, you're looking for my son, Chris. Hey, yo, Chris. Not his wife. He's not going to try to implement his wife into this. Trust me, he's not. But that smile says so many different things. I mean, it doesn't say so many different things. It tells me what he really wants to say. Ain't what he just said a second ago. He said it without saying it, guys. All right? They got her, of course. Now, do they have anything to stick to her as far as charges or whatnot? Maybe not. She might be playing dumb. She might be being like, I don't know nothing. I don't know. I woke up and then, my son and my husband came back home and I don't know. I asked them where they were. They didn't say anything. Ba-da-bop. Trust. But that grin, that smile says a lot. Let's continue.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.
He's like,
Appreciate
okay,
it.
that's all I can say.
Can you go over the charges one more time on each one of them since they're updated now?
Sure.
Yeah, one more time. Why not?
So the additional charges that were filed were for Ramon. Christopher was arrested on a capital murder charge. Ramon was arrested on a charge of abuse of a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, Christopher was also charged with abuse of a corpse. And he and Ramon were charged with altering, destroying, or concealing evidence.
As far as the capital murder charges, would it be 1, 2, or 3? Do you know how many charges that Christopher will face?
It involves all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and any further questions you have, you might want to just refer to the affidavit, arrest affidavit.
Joe, fiscal, ¿en español nos puede dar unas palabras?
Claro que sí. Pues estamos aquí para
If I was fluent, I would play this. But we all heard it in English. I'm sure that it's the same. Well, actually, hold on.
hablar con respecto del porque para nosotros los hechos se tiene que llevar de cabo antes de 90 días.
Your office released a statement.
There we go.
The fact that under Texas law, an unborn child is considered a person when it comes to the capital murder. Can you just reiterate that on camera?
Sure. Clearly, we have enough to charge Christopher with Preciado with capital murder because we have 2 adult victims. But under Texas law, when an unborn child, and it's under
come on.
whatever period of gestation, is that unborn child is considered a person under Texas law for purposes of including an unborn child as an additional count for capital murder. We have every intention, of course, Chief McManus, actually, the sergeant made a comment that they intend to file 3 charges, listing 3 victims. We have every intention of including the unborn child as an additional count for capital murder. But again, we'll have to wait and see when the case is filed. But that's correct. We can charge someone with additional count. While you're asking the question, let me clarify, because it's already been asked, why the father,
Why?
Ramon Preciado, is not charged with capital murder. Someone can be charged with murder if that person is directly responsible because that person either intentionally or knowingly caused the death of the individual, or that person can be charged with as a party to a murder. But under Texas law, the only way that someone can be charged as a party is that person has to aid, assist, encourage, or abet the commission of the offense intended. As far as we know, there is no evidence to indicate that the father was involved in the murder. Now, that may change as this case develops. The detective is going to continue his investigation. If there's at some point some evidence that the father was in fact involved in the murder, then that can change. But I know there is a common conception that when someone is an accessory, in fact, that we can charge him, but he has to be more than an accessory. In fact, under Texas law, we have to be able to prove that he was a party to the offense. So
he has to show proof that he had his hands on the, he got his hands dirty in the unaliving of these 3 individuals, right?
Again, for now,
for him to catch a capital M.
The only one that's being charged with capital murder is Christopher Preciado.
And that's probably because Christopher probably did this all on his own. But I know that information, once it comes out like that, everyone's going to have their own theories on, if now people are going to start asking the question, did Ramon have his hand in the unaliving of Savannah, Fabian, and Matthew or not? Now, it was right near their home, but at the same time, I'm still wondering, where is everything? Where is the, like, somebody just asked this very good question. For example, RD just said, where's the trees and stack of money? Where's the Mary Jane and the stack of money? Where is it at? Were they able to get their hands on it? Were police able to get their hands on it? Or did this kid just want to take the life of these 3? And why would he want that? Initiation? Was he hired as a hired hit to take their lives? Like I said, there's so much to ask, but that's a good point. I'm sure he was probably buying a small amount of trees, but at the same time, for a fact that Matthew and maybe Savannah were running around here with stacks of cash. So where's that money? Where's the money and where's the merchandise? If there was an exchange, where's it at? Did they leave it in the car with them? They didn't say anything of that sort. So what did he do with that money? And where is that stuff? They were able to find the gun. They say that they believe is the weapon that took the lives of these 3. So what else is there, right? Yeah, first one, I'm wondering what the story is. If there was infatuation with even Matthew or even Savannah, anything's possible. Had they met before, were they running in the same circles, that kind of thing? Was Matthew and Savannah looked at as cool individuals in their community, and and Christopher wanted to be part of the cool crowd, so maybe he was obsessing over them type thing? Maybe. I don't know. These are just questions that automatically pop in my mind when I'm looking at this particular case. But again, where's the weed? Where's the money? It's good questions. And he's going to catch that 3rd charge. Let's be real. Let's not forget, he's going to catch that 3rd charge. They just said in the state of Texas, they look at that as another life, that Fabian lost his life. So he's going to catch another one. And given the fact that it is a minor, that is a baby, for crying out loud, he going to get the DP. he gonna get the DP. But I don't know. I don't think that this was a full-on random hit. I think this was, I don't know how calculated it was, but I don't think it was just randomly like, oh, I just feel like taking these people's lives. I think that there was something else behind this, fueling the reason why he pulled the trigger. Let's continue. And also, oh, the other thing too, I want to ask, or I want to know, is the weapon, the one that they found in the Preciado's home, is that weapon Matthew's weapon? Or is it actually Christopher's weapon? That's actually another question to have answered here, hopefully in the near future, because that can explain a lot too.
Thank you all.
Okay. And there you have it. And boom goes the dynamite, and out goes the information. Man, it's you know, it's really crazy, the information that we have. I am happy that they have been extremely transparent with their investigations. They keep on giving us updates on how everything has gone down. I'm sure the press conferences are going to slow down more here soon, as they continue to investigate and look into things. I don't think, unless a third person is actually arrested, third, fourth, fifth, a gang of people actually arrested, we'll see, right? But it is very interesting how everything is being laid out in front of us. And I'm still going to say there was a third person in that car. And the fact that he was smirking when he said, I can't give you that information, I'm sorry, but that tells me, yeah, she has been brought in for questioning, and she is being looked at hard right now. But again, that doesn't automatically mean that she is the one. It could have been anyone in there. Somebody said that could have been Ramon's side piece. Okay, stop with the jokes. Okay, stop being comical. We already did Cat Williams. He roasted people enough today. Okay. Ramon don't got no side piece. All right. And that side piece was not in that car. And if I'm wrong, I will be like, oh my Lord, clutch my pearls. He had a side piece? That mother lover, fake news. That mother lover. Was that towel for something? Ew. Was that towel for something else? Because it was in the car. Was it for something else? Y'all nasty. Okay. So let's find out what happens here the next in the next situation. Okay. Somebody said Ramon is divorced. Maybe, I mean, maybe he got a new girl, like he got a new girlfriend. You know, that could be anything, but a side piece? Bruh. No. Side piece? I don't know. I don't know about all that. And I keep wondering what would make him get involved in the actual unaliving. You see what I'm saying? What would make Ramon be involved in muerte with his own hands? What would make Ramon do that? You see what I'm saying? Was he really short on cash? Did he really need the monies? I'm just saying. Those are all questions that need to be answered. But I think 5-0 will give us more information when they have the information. But I think one thing that's going to wake us up is when we find out whether that gun was actually Matthew's or if it's actually somebody else's gun that lives in that house. Because if it is Ramon's gun, that means that Christopher took that gun, allegedly, and met up with them and then pulled the trigger. So that's premeditation as well. That sounds like plotting. Crazy, guys. But I'm going to keep an eye on this. I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on this. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't sell drugs either. Okay? You're better off for it. All right? That's all I got to say. And it's crazy that it's possibly over trees and maybe lean. That's crazy. But still, people are losing their lives over less. Anyway, guys, that's the show. I appreciate all y'all. I told you it'd be a short one, but I wanted to give you guys the press conference. Thank you so much for being here. It really does mean a lot. Please go check out my merch page, pascalmerch.com. I got a whole bunch of stuff over there. I got that Funfetti hoodie that's out available right now for you to go and buy, and all that. Custom handmade by me. All right. All of the tie-dye stuff is custom handmade by me. So please go check those things out. That would be greatly appreciated. Okay. Real quick, I'm so sorry, Mickey, I didn't see it until just now. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Prayers to both families. Yes, indeed. Justice as well to both families as well. They deserve that justice as quickly as possible. Okay. But guys, do me a favor before you head out, hit that like button down below. Crush it. All right. Let's get it past 500 likes. That would really mean a lot. A like does not cost a thing. It just helps this channel and this story continue to grow. Okay. And of course, do not forget to hit that subscribe button. We got so many stories to talk about. We got a story about Jonathan Majors. Yes, Jonathan Majors. We got more stuff going on with Jonathan Majors. I thought we were done, but we ain't. Okay. We got a whole lot of stuff going on. We even got Gypsy Rose Blanchard out here in these streets that we definitely need to circle around and talk about as well. So we will be talking about that in the very, very near future. If I don't see you guys this weekend, have a safe, wonderful, and prosperous weekend. Okay? We all deserve it. It's the first weekend of the year. Make it a positive one. Make it great. We all deserve it. Anyway, guys, it's time to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very soon. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.